over here.
Ow. Well. We're back again.
Yes, hello.
For another iteration of this.
Whatever this is, we're back.
Whatever the fuck this is, we're doing it again.
Lord.
No, it's a show we love dearly. All of those wonderful, lovely things. But hola, bienvenidos a The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And welcome to...
Look over here.
Our exclusive companion series, where we are diving into the looks from episode 8. It was episode 8. Mm-hmm. I titled our studio wrong, so I had it in my brain wrong, and I just fixed it. I had to fully break the fourth wall. Where we are diving into the looks from episode 8 of season 1 of MorbiDrags Reinas Malditas. I'm Logan Murphy. I say something gay or the algo gay. I am drinking coffee, which is good and fits things because for me currently it is morning. So it is socially acceptable for me to be drinking coffee currently.
Yay.
It's a pretty standard just hazelnut coffee. This is my go-to, my standard. Even though I'm almost out of hazelnut syrup, so I do need to go pick some more up. Because I use a lot of it. And you know what else I use a lot of? My cup mug, because I use it every time I do this podcast, basically. So, lanagcreations.etsy.com. Link will be in the description below. Go check it out. We do ship domestically within North America, including the beautiful country of Mexico, and internationally, allegedly. So there are no excuses. Go get your merch. Thank you very much.
Yes. And hola, I am Eduardo, the Mexican representative of this podcast. I am here to talk shit and get hit. Today, I am also drinking coffee because it is still somewhat socially acceptable to be drinking coffee at noon. So you know what? It's fine.
Yeah, it's noon. Yeah,
it's fine. I just woke up. It's been a rough day. Okay, yesterday was a rough day.
Yeah, so full tea, we are filming this the day after Eurovision. And if you know, Eduardo and I are a part of the Cup ESC channel. Go check out the Cup ESC. Link for that will be in the description below, as well as the links to all 4 of our channels. Go subscribe to all of our channels. We're trying to hit 1,000 new subscribers across all of our channels by the end of this year. And all of your support means the world to us. Thank you very much. Sorry, segued for that. But yes, yesterday was a very, very emotionally taxing day. So, yeah, we're here now. We're talking about MorbiDrags. It's a lovely way to end the week, I gotta be honest. Because these looks were lovely. I couldn't think of a better way to end the week, personally. But yes, we've got some intergalactic looks to talk about today. I'm very excited to do so. It feels like ages since I've done a look over here for MorbiDrags too. So it's like, it's nice to be back doing it.
Yeah. Finally.
I know. But yes, we're going to dive into some beautiful looks. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time, giving you almost all things drag. Currently, that's a lot of Morbids on this channel talking with us about MorbiDrags. We did have the beautiful cheesy Gouda von Cheese on for this week, and we do have a lovely Morbid coming on next week, hopefully, should things be planned the same way that they are currently. And spoiler, it's not Luxie, Dystopia, Aradia, Ambrose, or Gouda. So take a guess in the comments below as to who it might be. And we are currently covering RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10, Tournament of All-Stars. We've had 2 fabulous guests on so far, John Fidalyaga from Drag Race Philippines and Helena Poison from Canada's Drag Race. So make sure to go check out all of our coverage of All-Stars 10 as well. And yeah, link below for audio podcasts, our other channels, Patreon, social media, merch link, all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, we didn't. I didn't. That is, if nothing else, And I'm leaving it in. If nothing else is indicative of the kind of week we've had and the kind of day we had yesterday, I didn't even prep the other scene before we started this. So,
Yeah,
you know,
Lord have mercy. That tells you everything that you need to know about
that
how
tells you
we've been living.
everything you need to know about how we are right now. But yes, beautiful looks from our hosting group of people.
Yes.
They need a name. MorbiDrags, we need a name for the group of the Rico and the Alex and the Anyasik and the Sickers. Like, is there a name for that group? Does anyone know?
There has to be
There
like
has to be a name,
name.
for the group. Let us know if we just don't know. But yeah, let us know. And Conejo Blanco, let us know is there a name for that group? Is it just production? I don't know.
No.
I have to say here, my standout is actually Rico.
Yeah, I agree. I really like this top. And I also like the shirt that he's wearing. But not this. But I think it's cool. I do, as I said in the recap, I do like that Midas is constantly trying to get him naked. I appreciate
Well,
it.
yes.
Thank you, Midas, for doing the Lord's work, because Lord knows we also want to see it. But I
Yep.
also want to give a shout out to Anyasik, because I think Anyasik looks the best that he's looked so far.
I didn't even have to do it before you were going to do it. Thank you. Because yes, Anyasik looks gorgeous as always.
You know, for me, Anyasik, sometimes it's a hit or miss. But this time, I like the way that he's dressed. I appreciate it. It looks cool.
I think Anyasik has always looked gorgeous, so take that. Anyway. Let's talk about all of our Holy Trinity, our Conclave, our guest judge, all of the people.
I mean, Astrad looks
I was
goddamn
gonna say,
amazing.
I love everyone here. I love everyone here. I love everyone here. But Astra is serving, and is she serving?
Yes, absolutely.
It's Astra and Kovac for me.
Yes, absolutely. That's
like, and everyone else looks beautiful. Do not get me wrong. But Astra and Kovac are not miles above, but are definitely elevated above the rest this week.
Yeah, I also really like just the reference to Beetlejuice. I think it's really smart and really fun. It's beautiful. I will say though, I also really appreciate the reference to it that Astra and Midas are doing. Although it is a little more simple than they normally do, I still appreciate it. And I will never complain about seeing Midas shirtless. So, it's a win situation. It's a winning situation. But yeah, I agree with you. Kovac and Astra look absolutely wonderful. Like, they look absolutely amazing. This headpiece is wild. I love it. I love it.
The more that I'm looking at Kovac, the more that I'm like, actually, is it Kovac?
Maybe. It's very possible.
Like, Astra looks gorge, obviously, but I actually might give my number one, because I don't think I've given Kovac a number one overall. So I might give it to Kovac this week, actually. Because, because I remember the way that all of the staging looked as well, the way it glowed under the staging. You know what? No, I'm going to give Kovac his flowers this week, with Astra as a very, very, very close number two here. Because Kovac ate down with this one. And so did Astra. But Kovac ate down with this one. This one was really good.
And the guest judge is also there.
The guest judge is there. He was lovely, whatever. Also, not to discredit Arcana or Paradox, because they both look stunning as well this week. Paradox especially, I was like, again, something unique and different for Paradox. I love seeing Paradox's transformation every week. Like, it is literally, the name is very applicable, because every week it's I don't know what I'm going to expect from Paradox, and I love it.
Yes.
I am obsessed with it. Yeah. Big fan.
Yeah, the prosthetic works is always like today. It's really good. It's really good.
Uh, I'm sad we only have one more filmed episode.
Oh,
I'm
that's so
really
sad.
upset about it. I'm really
Yeah.
upset about it. But for now, let's move to Capitulo 8, Reinas Galacticas.
Yes, our galactic queens.
Woo!
Ooh. Up first we have Satan.
Satan! I forgot who this was. It's been a few days
Yeah, I
since
saw.
I've seen all the bitches. Thank you for clocking that. I am pulling up the Instagram as we speak so I can remember the people.
Yeah,
This is my baby Satan. Sorry, Satan. I love you.
yeah. I really, really like this concept of doing the Virgin Mary as an alien. I they said it in the episode. There's a lot of like theories and controversies about like maybe if all of like the Jesus and the gods are real, maybe they're aliens, and I really appreciate taking that and being able to play with it. I think Satan looks beautiful, but also like really, she does look like an alien. She looks a little gross, which I really appreciate. I do agree with the judges, though. I did want her to like give birth on stage. I thought that would
Yeah.
have been absolutely iconic, and it would have really elevated like the performance of it all. And since it's a really light colored outfit, blood dripping out of the stomach would have been like a real gag, and it would have been a big moment, and it really would have elevated everything. But I understand why we chose not to do that. I get it. Satan is like sometimes chooses to be more pretty than to be like
Yeah.
covered in gore and blood, and I appreciate that. But it's still giving me that morbid side that we are looking for. So I think Satan looks really, really good, and I think she did a really good job.
Yeah, I don't think this ensemble is bad by any means of the imagination. It's not my favorite thing Satan has presented this season. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I think for me, Satan has set the bar very high.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not out of the realm of the Satan universe. And we kind of talked with Gouda in the recap about some of the morbids that kind of stick with one character but kind of morph that character versus the concept of the morbids that kind of like pop around to a lot of different characters that all have like a through line. So, and Satan is one of those people that like everything is Satan and everything is through the lens of Satan, but it's all different like morphed parts of the Satan character. And this does fit within the Satan universe, which I love. For me, I do wish, I wish we'd gone a bit gorier. I do agree with the judges and I do agree with you here. The garment is not doing it for me fully, but the vision and the concept and the presentation really did do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish she had gone that extra step, but overall, I was really impressed with Satan. Here, as I typically am, I do really love Satan. The makeup here is great. The vision was great. There's something about from the skirt down that I'm just not absolutely in love with here. Mm-hmm. But it's still a really great ensemble. I love the way that the fabric drapes off of her sleeves, like this big giant bell sleeve. I'm really responding positively to that. And the hair being this kind of like almost wispiness. Like, there's something about that I'm really responding to positively. But otherwise, like, not all the pieces are coming together for me in the way that I would have wanted for Satan here.
Fair.
But I do still like it, is the thing. Like, the overall presentation was good. It just wasn't up to... It wasn't as good as a lot of the things Satan has presented this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's absolutely fair.
Scores.
88.
I gave her an 81.
That's fair.
Next up, we have Androgina. I know who this was.
There you go. Finally.
Because she was very present in this damn episode.
Oh, yeah, she was. Oh, yeah, she was. My poor baby. But, sometimes you try something and it doesn't always work. Mm-hmm. I appreciate the vision. I appreciate the hand painted bodysuit that we have underneath it. Like, I appreciate the concept that we're going for, and I do really like the idea of this hair. It's just that the fact that the execution is just not quite there yet. The thing with the scissors, it's always the scissors. This always happens whenever a
I
drag queen on a
know.
reality television show brings out scissors to cut a dress. They
If
always
we
struggle
had a
cutting it.
nickel for every time a drag queen on a reality program in 2025 brought out scissors and ruined their garment, we would have two nickels, which isn't a whole lot, but it's kind of surprising it happened twice.
Yeah, like, oh my God, like, girls, don't use the scissors. If you're going on Drag Race, if you're going to MorbiDrags, if you're doing any drag competition show, do not
Rip
bring out the
the
scissors.
fabric.
Yeah,
Don't
just rip
use
it.
scissors. No, here's what you do. Backstage, you take the scissors. Don't bring them on stage. But you take the scissors, you do a little snip.
Hmm.
And then you can easily rip the fabric.
There
That's
you
what
go.
you do.
Yeah, just Androgina had several little mistakes with the presentation and with the outfit in and of itself. As I already said, the cutting of the actual dress that she's wearing was messy. It like bent the shoulder pad that she was wearing. And the wig, once she turned around, you could see all of the bobby pins that were holding the wig together, which, is not normally something that I like mind seeing, but at this point in the competition, it was very jarring to see, and it took me out of the fantasy. It's just a good idea, not well executed, unfortunately. This is just not my favorite look tonight.
I would even go as far to say I think this is my least favorite look of the night,
Yeah, maybe.
unfortunately. And I love Androgina. And as I keep saying, Androgina has given me some of my favorite looks this season. Like, I am constantly excited to see what Androgina is going to bring. But with Androgina, as we've learned, it's a big swing. It's always a big swing. And I appreciate a big swing. I always appreciate a big swing. And it's either a big hit or a big miss, and this was a big miss for me, unfortunately. My favorite part of this is the hand painted bodysuit underneath, and that is when I say my score is entirely for the hand painted bodysuit underneath, because
Yeah.
I don't think the rest of the garment and the accessorization stands up to it. The rest of it is, Mama, there's a cut up sheet on you. I don't know, girl.
Oh, no.
The wig is a cool concept, but like you said, there was the bobby pins in the back for me were just no. I like this makeup. I needed it to be cleaner. But I really love conceptually this makeup with this whole thing. I would have really loved if it was just a cleaner version of kind of the same patterning we have on the bodysuit underneath. Like, take those exact, and I will say the color match from the face to the bodysuit is actually really well done. So I will give Androgina major props for that, because that's not easy to do. That's not very easy to do at all. So major props to you, girl. But I would have loved some like just abstract black lines, like, and that's kind of what she's going for here. But I just wish the makeup was a little bit cleaner. From a performance standpoint, I think the performance was fine, but it's like you said, as soon as she brought out the scissors, it kind of just like, I don't know, it felt messy.
Yeah.
And we're 8 weeks into the competition at this point. I was a little surprised to see this, unfortunately. But yeah, sorry, girl.
Yeah.
We
Sorry.
love you though, but sorry,
Yes,
girl.
we love you, but sometimes your fave doesn't do that well, and you know what? That's fine.
Exactly. Scores.
Just for the painted bodysuit, 70.
Ooh, you're kinder than I am. Androgina, I love you. I gave her a 43.
Damn. But that's also fair.
Next up, Aradia. Hey, Aradia.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, girly. As I've said before, what I really appreciate about Aradia is how crafty she is and how she's able to work with like very limited materials. Uh, my thing about this is the way that this was presented. I understand why we chose to always walk around in our knees, not, well, like on the lower plane, but it just like there was something about it that wasn't giving me the vibe that we were going for. Like it wasn't working as well as I wanted it to work. Like I wanted to see the full outfit. I wanted to see all of the details, and the way that it was presented didn't really allow me to do that. And also I was a little confused as to why we had like stuffed toys on stage and we were just throwing them around. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. But I as I said, I always appreciate Aradia's concepts, Aradia's ideas and her craftiness. And I appreciate it here as well. It's just that unfortunately Aradia has given us better looks before. And so this one does fall a little bit shorter of the mark that I was looking for, also for Aradia. Um, I think my biggest issue with the look in and of itself is the actual prosthetic work in the eyes. It's not as clean as I would have wanted it to be. And I understand that it is really tough to work with prosthetics. I personally have like very little experience with prosthetics, but I know that it's
I do
very
as well.
difficult.
Yeah.
So I understand that it's not always going to look super clean, and then when you don't have experience, it's going to look a little rough. So I
And when
appreciate,
you're in a competition, it's even more difficult to get it done in a short period of time.
yeah. So I give her huge props for that, but it definitely has a texture that is not fully smoothed out or like cleaned up, and so there's some work that needs to be done there. But otherwise, I think this is a fine look overall.
Yeah, I think this is conceptually and from everything, I actually think this is one of Aradia's more successful looks from this season. I really like the concept, the execution. The biggest thing I will agree with is the prosthetic. I think the prosthetic just needed a little bit more work done on it. But overall, I actually was really happy with what we saw from Aradia here in this episode. I didn't understand the stuffed toy situation either. I know she was just like from another universe, so I don't know if that was just like a stuffed toy universe. I don't know. Aradia, let us know, girl. I don't fucking know. I'm like, we can do that now. We can ask them. Girl, let us know.
Girl, tell us.
Girl, tell us what the fuck. Girl, what the fuck's in your head?
Mama,
Maybe
there's a
I don't
crack
want to
egg in your
know, but
head.
girl, what the fuck is in your head? No, I liked it. I will say the one thing I'm gonna praise the most about Aradia in this is actually her performance of it. Her performance abilities have gotten a lot stronger, a lot cleaner over the course of the competition. I mean, anywhere is up from smashing the mirror, no shade. I love you, girl. We talked about it here when she was here. I love you, Aradia. I love you, Aradia. But no, no, I was really impressed with the actual performance of the look. The garment is really fun, actually. It's simple but incredibly effective for this category. The prosthetic is really the only thing that brings it down, but overall, I was impressed with Aradia here.
Mm-hmm.
Scores?
76.
I gave her an 80.
Fair. That's fair.
And the 20 off was the prosthetic. So
absolutely.
Next up on the Morbi Ball, Sandovalisima. I feel like that's how we should have been presenting her the whole season, because she does have like a very ballroom name.
She does, actually.
Next up, walking, or she could walk face.
Yeah, she could.
Walking
not with
face,
this, not with this makeup, but...
not with this ensemble, but well, this
no.
would be Drags Bizarre.
I mean, I guess, but like,
us two talking as if we have any ballroom knowledge. Next up,
Yeah,
Sandovalisima. We
From
are ballroom supporters from the
Yes.
outside.
Yes.
Let's make that very clear.
I want to be inside. Let me in.
I would love
Anyway,
to. I would love to go to a ball. Anyway, Sandovalisima.
Sandovalisima. You know, as I kind of hinted when we were talking about it, I'm not the hugest fan of this makeup. It's just not doing the work for me. And specifically, it's the fact that we're going for reptilian. It's not giving me reptilian vibes. It's giving me more bird because of like what we chose to do with this nose. I don't know what the idea was behind it, why we chose to do some of the things that we chose to do. And specifically, I think the issue is that once the light actually hit her face, it looked a lot more messy than it did when she was actually performing because of the way that the lighting was hitting her while she was performing. It was a different kind of light. It was a different color light. So, it worked under the very specific lighting that we had during the performance. But once she was just standing there, it looked a little messy. And I do have to say that about the actual outfit in and of itself. I think it is good. It's just there's so much going on that it makes me lose a little bit of the details and the shape that's going on. I think the hair is a cool idea, but like it's everything's just a little too messy for my taste. I still think she looks good. She looks fun. She looks interesting. I like the idea of the mask. I wish she would have taken it off a little bit sooner. But those are all very little details that take away from a pretty good look. So I do have to give Sandovalisima a lot of props for that because she does look good and she does look really interesting. And I see her concept and I see where she's coming from. It's just that, yet again, I've seen Sandovalisima give us better looks. And this is just a little too chaotic for my taste, but it's still good.
See, I understand those points. I wanted to look a little bit closer in the look because I wanted to get some of the details of it. I understand all of your points. I actually am going to disagree.
That's fair.
Because I think this is so unique and different for Sandovalisima that I'm actually really impressed that it came from her. Mm-hmm. I'm actually, because the first time I watched, and I did get to watch the Morbi Ball twice. I watched it again this morning, just to refresh myself before we did this. And watching it a second time, I was really impressed with Sandovalisima. Just because this is unlike anything we've seen from her so far. Now, I do agree with you on the makeup. I think the makeup is giving more bird than it is reptilian. And I think there are some of the makeup things she could have shifted. But otherwise, I love this whole ensemble. I think the hair is so cool. The mask is cool. The garment is so cool. And her presentation of it, I think, was really fun as well. This was one of the more successful ensembles of the night for me. I gotta be honest. Like, I was really, really impressed with her. And it was mostly upon second rewatch, I gotta be honest. Because I remember when we did our recap, I wasn't the most impressed with Sandovalisima. But I'm really impressed. Job well done, girl. Scores?
82.
92.
All right.
Are you keeping track of scores?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. I'll stop doing it then. Because I was as well. Period. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Next up, Ambrose Lugosi.
Ambrose, you gave me 1 week of respite where I could talk like good stuff. I can give you props, and then you stopped immediately. This is so unfortunate, Ambrose. You know I love you. You know I love you, but like this is not it. I am so sorry. This is. It's just both something that we've seen Ambrose do before, and executed better. Like it's just another harness.
Yeah.
And we've seen Ambrose wear harnesses like 3 or 4 times now, which, it's normally not a complaint. You wear the harness, that's absolutely okay. But in a competition where we're all basing it off of looks, I want to see more diversity in what you're wearing, and I'm still missing some of that with what Ambrose has been bringing, and specifically with this look as well. And I also think that like the actual mouths are not laying on the body as well as they should, so that they give like the vibe that they are mouths. The prosthetic is a little bit messy, but yet again, I give her props for at least trying to do it. What I'm most confused by is this hair. Why did we choose this way? What was the idea behind this weird side, like shave, purple and green wig? What were we going for? I think Ambrose would have looked better if she had just gone bald, honestly. I think if she had just gone
I
bald,
couldn't agree more.
it would have had a lot better and it would have looked a lot more monstrous. And this wig really takes away from the whole ensemble because it just it doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit, Ambrose. I am so sorry. I I have to say, I think this might be my least favorite look of the night. Unfortunately, it's just a little too messy. It's just a little too messy, yet a little too simple for my liking. Ambrose, we need to go back to last week. Last week you did amazing. We need to go back to that. Let's do that, please and thank you.
I see what you mean. I don't dislike it as much as you do. I gotta be honest. I'm not. I don't like it. I don't think it's one of Ambrose's better executed designs. I actually think what I like the most about this is the eyes and the makeup. I'm gonna praise Ambrose for the makeup here. I think the makeup is actually really cool. It's unique and different for Ambrose. I think the makeup job is not absolutely perfect, but I think it's a really cool effect. And with how the lighting was on the stage, I think it really came through in a really cool way. So I was really impressed with that. The garment is not, the harness is working the way it needs to. I agree with you on the prosthetics on the arms. I don't think it could have come through. It didn't come through in the way that I wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved if there was some sort of keep the wig. If you're going to use the wig, keep the wig. But I would have loved some kind of wig reveal into alien brain.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have added something to it maybe. But for me, I think the overall ensemble is just a little simple.
Yeah.
That's where I'm landing on it. I don't think it's necessarily all that bad. I think it's underdeveloped here.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a concept, and I'm gonna praise the concept again. And that's the number one thing I've loved from Ambrose all season is the concept is always there. The concept is fully realized, whether the execution is there or not. But yeah, unfortunately, the execution was not all the way there this week. But we're getting there. We're getting there, and I'm glad to see it. So overall, not my favorite, unfortunately. But work, Ambrose. Scores.
Unfortunately, 51.
60.
That's fair.
I mean, C-Facto. I mean,
just first of all, the idea of this, of doing a conquistador, is already gagging me. It's already already a lot of social commentary there that I really appreciate and I really enjoy. But then you give us this really well made, painted bodysuit with these beautiful pearls and the accessories and the way that it was presented and this hat. Everything about this is just so well made. Yet again, C-Facto always gives us a really cool, interesting concept that's really well executed with a lot of detail, and I really, really appreciate what she's giving us. My only critique here is the shoes. I do not like these shoes. The white shoes just there's something about them that does not look as great. Like it kind of cuts off her legs a little bit, which is unfortunate because this outfit, this look is really great. But once you look down and you see the like very stark white leather boots, it kind of takes you just a little bit out of the fantasy. Just a little bit. That's my only critique that I have because this is a beautiful, really well made, almost perfect look. Like I really appreciate all of the detailing and all of the work that was made here, and the performance of it also was really good. I think C-Facto had a really amazing week. It's just the shoes that I have a problem with.
Yeah, I agree with the shoe. I get the shoe choice. I
Mhm.
get the shoe choice. I don't like the shoe choice. And that's just me as someone that doesn't like the shoe choice. That's just what it is for me. And that's all it is for me. The one other thing I will say, because C-Facto's makeup has been great overall. There is, and I'm gonna clock it because I would clock it on anybody else. We're getting a little bit missing right here on the neck.
Uh,
I just needed it to come down a little bit more. As a theater kid, I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry, C-Facto.
uh,
We love you, gay. Um, but the other thing I will say actually about the makeup is I wish there was a little bit more dimension in the face. I
mhm.
understand that she was going for a little bit more of like a stark face, but I actually would have liked a little bit of like a grayer contour,
Mhm.
just because it's a drag face. I
Yeah.
wanted it's giving theater face for me, which I do like because this is a more like just stark white black eye, like that does give me a little bit more theater. I would have
Mhm.
liked to see it dragged with a little bit more of a contour, a little bit maybe on the chin specifically, like just to drag it up just that little notch more, just a touch. But otherwise, I think the bodysuit she's wearing is incredible. The entire concept and the performance was great, as we've come to expect from C-Facto. There were just a couple of details this week that left me wanting just a little bit more from them. But overall, another job well done.
Mhm.
Scores.
97.
I'm gonna go with an 89.
Oh wow.
Dystopia.
Okay. I really like this take on the chest burster. I think it's a really fun idea. I think the presentation of it was also really cool. Like this huge prosthetic on the face is really, really tough to hide. Yet Dystopia was really able to hide it until a really good moment in the performance the way she revealed it. And I think that takes some work to do. And I thought that was really well done. This actual outfit in of itself, I also really enjoy. I really like the very huge like silhouette that we have with the very huge hips and the very huge shoulders. It is giving like very futuristic outfit that I like that no one else really did. I also really appreciate the fact that she herself is not the alien, but the host of the alien. I think that's also really
Yeah.
fun and interesting. Um, this is exactly what I've come to expect out of Dystopia. Is this my favorite overall look? I will say not. I think there's some people that did better than Dystopia tonight, but it's definitely up there for me. It's one of my favorites. I think this concept and this idea is really well done. But as I've said, this is exactly what we come to expect out of Dystopia. So overall, really strong week from her, based on the luck. Unfortunately, not a great week when it comes to socially. You know, she struggled
Right.
there, but
Yeah.
on the stage, she did a really good job.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I just keep every week, and I said it when she was here, and I will keep saying it. Conceptually, one of my favorite artists on this show. Like
Mhm.
just week after week, everything she comes out with, I'm just constantly impressed with what she's bringing, with what she's presenting, the concept she's bringing, the fact that she came out as the host of the alien. I think it's such a smart way to approach this challenge. As well, I think the chest burster is so good. This silhouette is so cool. This is my favorite look of the night.
All right.
I love this. I think this is so smart, so conceptual, so out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she ended up in the vis-a-vis is just so idiotic to me, but I understand that that's the game that we're playing.
Yeah.
I hate it, but like that's just the game that we're playing, so I get it. But no, this was my favorite look of the night. I love this. Scores
93.
97.
All right.
Job well done, my love. Next up, it's Maely Fish.
Okay, I think this is really fun and it's really cute. I really appreciate what we did here. I think it's so like it's just so campy and I really appreciate. And it's specifically really fun that it's Maely, the one that's behind all of this. Because normally we see Maely going a little bit for a prettier look rather than like a more campier look. But I really appreciate that we get to see this side of Maely as well. And yet, but like it's cute and it's campy, but it's still fashion and it's still really fun. Like it still is in the realm of Maely, which I really appreciate. The three boosts we've seen it before, but I think it's still like a really fun touch to do in an alien kind of look. I really like all of the beading work that is in all of this outfit. I think it's really well done. My only critique is that at some point in the performance, she lost one of the gloves, which is one of my only critiques that I really have, because I think this look is really well done, but you can tell when like if your fingers are really huge in one glove and then you don't have the other glove, it's very stark and you can really tell.
Well,
so
yes.
Unfortunately, you could tell here. But overall, this is a really cool look from Maely. I really appreciate what we went for here. The two vaginas is wild. It's absolutely wild, but absolutely campy. So yeah, Maely, absolutely well done. You did amazing. This is why you were cast on the show.
This is why she was cast on the show. Thank you, Maely. I've said it pretty much every week since, but yeah, she keeps shutting me up every time I turn around since then. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why you were cast on the show. Yeah, who would have thought we would get camp glamour alien from Maely Fish this week? I was really impressed. Yeah, the one thing, just to get it out of the way, the one thing that I had a problem with was the glove in the performance. But otherwise, I love this garment. Not to shade Aradia, I love you. But the prosthetic work here was sublime.
Mm-hmm.
Sublime prosthetic work here, Maely. I was really impressed with all of this. The makeup job here is incredible. The garment is great. I love that this dress too is like a very traditional pageant silhouette with that like cutout and then kind of the skirt as well. So we're blending that like pageant silhouette with this kind of alien situation as well. The entire red bodysuit underneath that then goes into the hood is so cool. Like at this point, I know none of us brought her up as far as our top four when it came to Gouda asking her hard-hitting questions at the end of the recap. But honestly, don't be surprised if Miss Maely Fish makes the top four of MorbiDrags. And it would be incredibly deserved, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It would be incredibly deserved. And I wouldn't be mad at it, honestly. Because everything she's presented, for the most part, has been incredibly impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like every week I keep being more and more impressed with Maely. So job well done, girl.
Good job.
Scores
90.
93.
Okay.
Because of the glove. I know.
Yeah.
Next up, it's Luxie Luu. Hey, girl. I know you're watching because you do every week.
This stupid bitch.
This
This
stupid bitch. Bitch,
stupid.
you're stupid.
I
Bitch, you are stupid. And we love you.
yeah. You've saved us. We're eternally grateful, Lord. I love this concept, this idea. I love this reference. It's so cute. It's so stupid. I really love it. I also, like the judges said, I really appreciate that no one else did like a good alien. Everyone else either did like a really sexual alien or an evil alien, like
Yeah.
come to destroy us. This is the only person that chose to do a friendly alien that's come to here to just have fun and play around. And I really appreciate that. But it still has that edge that Luxie Luu likes to give all of her looks. Like it still has a mohawk of spike. She has that spike collar that we've seen her wear
Yeah.
before and all of the spikes on the sleeves and on the legs. I think it's really fun and interesting, and it still is giving us fashion with this really cool and fun silhouette. I this is just so much fun. I really appreciate what we went for here, and I think the makeup is good. I think the hood is good. I think that it really is Luxie, like everything that I like about Luxie into one look. It's really fun. It's really interesting. I just cannot praise this enough. I think it's definitely one of my favorites of the night. Absolutely well done, Luxie. You deserve it.
I just like what are like I don't words are not
Hmm.
what are words?
The words
What
are
are
not
words?
wording.
The words are not wording right now.
Yeah,
The words are not wording, so I'm gonna put them on screen instead. Morbilicious.
that's very fair.
That's what I'm gonna give it. Like, I'm gonna give it a Morbilicious, and then I'm even gonna go one step further. She did what needed to be done.
Hmm.
I I love that the concept was so different from what everyone else went for, and it made her stand out in the absolute best way. I think every part of this was so successful. I week on week constantly impressed.
Hmm.
Job well done. Love this. Scores
98.
97.
Mhm.
Same score I gave Dystopia because those were
That's
my
very
two
fair.
favorites. So next up, oh my god, what a beautiful woman named Gouda von Cheese.
Yes. I mean, we already sang her praises enough in the the recap. I think this
Well,
is
we'll
a
do it
really,
again.
yeah, I'll do it again. I think this is a really beautiful, like she looks beautiful. She looks beautiful, but what I really have to give her props for is the performance of it all. Since we already had the Mars Attack statue in the corner, I really appreciate that she looked at it and was able to play around with it and
Yeah.
did something with it. And I thought it was so much fun. We got to see this wig and the way that it's constructed. It's really fun. The fact that I thought that this was an actual brain, but it's all made out of hair. I have to give huge props to Gouda for that. I really like everything about this look. It's a little bit more on the simpler side, but I still really appreciate because we are going for a glamazon alien rather than like a monstrous alien, which I like. I really appreciate this concept of it. And as we've said, Gouda always gives us what we want in the makeup. Gouda has one of the best mugs of the season, and she looks beautiful even in green. Like she looks absolutely amazing here. Like everything about here really works together. I think she looks absolutely stunning. This is a really good look. So well done, Gouda.
Yes, Gouda! The fact that the whole brain piece is hair just makes me love the look even more, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that's what does it for me. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with this look. It's so good. It's one of the best things she's worn this season. I'm so impressed with her. I'm constantly impressed with her. I think job well done, Gouda.
Mm-hmm.
So thrilled. So thrilled. Love this. Big fan. Huge. Job well done.
Good job.
Scores.
88.
88.
There you go.
And last up, Sativa.
You know, it's just not my favorite, unfortunately. Like, there's some things here that I do like. I appreciated all of the slime and goo that she was able to play with, and it definitely was gross, which I am assuming that that's exactly what we were going for. We were going for gross. I just, this is not my kind of drag that I tend to enjoy. It's just not for me normally. Like the boobs, I understand why we chose to do 4 boobs, but it just isn't giving me what like I wanted it to give. Like it feels odd that the boobs are on the stomach. The actual dress in and of itself is fine, but it just feels, I think, maybe just more mutant than alien. Like it doesn't give me fully alien vibes. Also, I was confused as to why we were had this like random piece that's like a penis on the side of the dress. I'm confused why we have it here.
Because she's an alien with a penis.
Sure, but why is it on the side of your dress?
Because aliens have side penises.
Sure.
That's why.
You know, sometimes you go so out of the box that it just doesn't work anymore. And I think that's
for me, it's reminding me of those guys on Twitter that clearly have a dildo in their underwear but are trying to pass it off as they just have a huge dick. That's what it's giving me, and that's no shade to you, Sativa. That's just the energy this gives.
Yeah, yeah, it's just not for me. That's all I can say. It's just not for me, this one.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's bad by any means of the imagination. I actually really like this for Sativa. I love the 4 boobs. I love the mechanism with which we've like the logistics of this garment. I'm actually really impressed with.
That is
getting all the boobs holstered in, I think, is actually really fun. The garment itself is not the most complex garment in the world. But I'm actually a lot more impressed with the logistics of it, and that's kind of making me enjoy it more. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. I like that she went bald. I think that's a fun choice here. I think that adds a lot to the ensemble. I do agree with you, though. I think it leans a little bit more mutant, a little bit more punk than alien necessarily, but all of those things do kind of roll into alien for me in a way that I am kind of responding positively to. It's not my favorite look by any means of the imagination. The dress itself is pretty. The gloves are lovely. The boobs are great. The makeup, I wish was a little bit cleaner, but for the character, I actually think it kind of works. Maybe not cleaner. I want it to be a little bit more polished for this look. Polished, but still in this like grungy situation. Conceptually, I like the makeup. I like the direction she's going with this for it. Overall, I'm not too mad at this, honestly. I wouldn't have had it personally as high. I think there are some other looks and performances that were a little bit more successful for me personally, but she's on my team, so I'm glad she got a pin this week.
Fine. Whatever.
That's where I'm at with it. So, work, Diva. I'm thrilled for you, girl. Both of my girls got pins from Kovac. Thank you. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy. Appreciate you. Thank you. Now, somebody give a pin to my girl, Gouda, and we'll be fine.
We'll see if that happens next week.
Everyone give a pin to Gouda. All 3 of them give a pin to Gouda. Everybody pins to Gouda. Thank you. Scores.
73.
79.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, that is that on that for this here occasion. So thank you for joining us for this look over here for MorbiDrags episode 8. Let us know all your thoughts on these looks down in the comments below. Make sure to check out our recap with Gouda if you have not already. And make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, as well as our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup, mug, other direction. You needed to. There you go, my love. There you go.
You see, that's the thing, because half of the time when I do this, it works, but the other times it doesn't. I don't know.
Well, this
why.
time I'm hosting, so it's the other direction.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I am.
It's a good thing you're pretty, honey. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So stay morbilicious, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh no, why don't we have an outro video?